What happens if you get shot in the head by an air gun? Worst case scenario is that air guns are lethal if handled improperly or misused. So please, as always, practice gun safety no matter what. But for a very lucky 20-year-old man in Iowa City, Iowa, he survived after being struck by a stray pellet. After being knocked unconscious by the impact of the small bore pellet, he then crashed his own vehicle. And right now, with the way things are, guys, vehicles are hard to come by, especially brand new ones. So it could have been anybody this happened to. Me, you, or anybody. This happened back in October 2021 when an elderly man shot at a squirrel in his backyard from inside his home and missed. The pellet missed the animal and headed south into crossing traffic less than 75 yards away on a very popular road of Highway 6 and Sycamore Street intersections, right in the middle of town of Iowa City. The 69-year-old man turned himself in 3 days later after hearing about what happened on the local news. If you're interested in the 2 articles about this incident, click on the links below. I reached out to the Iowa City Police Department to see if I could get more details on this story. The only information I was able to obtain due to the court case still ongoing is that the projectile was indeed a pellet, per the police department. With that said, we don't know what exact air gun was used. Due to my experience though, I'd have to say the pellet was definitely powerful enough to make the individual unconscious upon impact with a direct hit at the distance of 75 yards or less. So now I'm going to go ahead and reenact this shot at 50 yards. Alright guys, to replicate the actual target here, I had some help with that. And this comes from Ballistic Dummy Labs. A lot of you have requested this, and here it is. This is a human ballistic gel head with the skull and blood packs and brain matter, I believe is what they said online. So I want to give a big shout out to Ballistic Dummy Labs because they rushed this to me for the video. I truly appreciate it. Go check them out. Definitely going to help with this video here just to show you guys. Let me see if I can get it leveled out. Okay, so you probably know that this is my 50-yard range, and that's about where this shot took place when the person driving in traffic got struck. Now I know a lot of people talk about my range here and see the cars in my scope cam footage, but the thing you have to realize is, guys, from my bench to the road out there is 600 plus yards. A lot of people can't comprehend that because I am shooting with my scope at about 9 power depending on the video, and I have my camera zoomed in on my side shot scope camera mount, so you're really seeing a blown up view of what I'm shooting at. You're actually seeing a better view than what I see through my scope. But that doesn't change the fact that the road did not move. You're just seeing a bigger picture, a more blown up, zoomed in picture. So I'm going to get set up at 50 yards on the bench down there. I have a new gun I want to share with you. All right, everybody, this is my new rifle, the Air Venturi Avenger Bullpup 22 cal. And I'm shooting the JSB FX 25 4-grain pellet. They are 765 feet a second at the muzzle. I have the ballistic head facing the exact way with traffic crossing, the way that this went down. And I'm going to take a couple shots here to make sure that the rifle is on. And I have my chronograph down there on impact just to take some readings to see how fast it's going. Okay, so after a couple practice shots, making sure where my pellets are hitting at and how much foot-pounds down range, it's at 629 feet a second on impact at 50 yards with about 22 foot-pounds of energy. So now I'm going to take the shot. Nailed it. She's gushing a little bit. You could definitely tell I hit it with the blood coming out down there. Pretty interesting. And again, I think this shot was like 1 in a million, guys. Like, even though this is just 50 yards, that is still going to do some damage at over 20 foot-pounds of energy, about 22 foot-pounds on impact at 629 feet a second. Those are some big honking pellets, the 25 4-grain 22 calibers. And I would have to say, and it actually did happen, of course, because of the video here, that would definitely knock you out. Especially a hit like that. Look at this. The pellet zipped right through the skull on both sides, guys. Like, no joke. Look at that. That is definitely some dangerous stuff to be playing with. Even if this was on accident, that could have been very lethal, especially being knocked unconscious and then crashing your own vehicle, guys, on a very popular roadway. So the moral of the story here is always be safe no matter what. But now, with the serious business taken care of, I'm going to set up and have some fun. I'm going to give you guys a big bang here with this, because you've seen this is what a 22 does. Keep watching and see what I got in store for you now. Okay, so this is going to get interesting here. I have my AEA carbine 30 caliber, and I'm shooting the JSB 44.8 grain Diabolo pellet, and I'm going to unload a 9-round magazine direct hit on this skull. I'm going to step back about probably 15-20 yards here, and on impact, I've already measured it for you guys. These pellets are shooting 681 feet a second on impact, about that distance. So this is going to be interesting. 9 rounds to that ballistic skull. Here we go. Holy cow. Man. That is some damage, guys. You're not walking away from that. 46 foot-pounds of energy with 9 shots, direct skull hits. Look at this. Man. You're not walking away from that. Holy cow. That is crazy. 30 caliber is going to tear that up. Man, that's a lot of damage inside there. 9 shots in a tight cluster, guys. Air guns are definitely not toys. And again, this is for educational purposes only, as you can tell. And this ballistic dummy is pretty cool. Well, everybody, I appreciate you watching this video. I hope you got enjoyment out of it as much as I did. This is awesome. Again, I appreciate Ballistic Dummy Labs for sending this to me in a rush just for this video. They definitely helped me out, and as you can see, definitely show what these air guns are capable of, whether it's close range or 50 yards with a 22 caliber pellet on impact at around 22 foot-pounds. This is crazy. And again, please do not neglect your air guns as if they are not firearms, because this proves right here that not only are they lethal and you hear stories about them, but clearly a 22 pellet going through the skull on both sides here. And then I shot the 30 caliber semi-automatic carbine with a 46 foot-pounds of energy on impact, 9 shots, and it just tore this up. I mean, literally tore it up. I mean, you can see it, and it's bleeding. It's got some awesome special effects here. Again, I truly appreciate them for sending this to me on such short notice to get this video done, guys. It is awesome. And again, please be safe out there. And I wanted to make this video because of this actually happening to somebody while they were driving. That person did not ask for this. And again, the court case is still ongoing. And I feel bad that it happened to a person like that. The older gentleman should not have been shooting so close to traffic, for one. But I am glad that he turned himself in, because he did notice this and he knew it was his fault, guys. So again, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.